Hey Lenox Park neighbors, Drew Warner here with your HOA board. I have an exciting and a very important update here. You're getting this video attached to a very long email, and the email is long because there's a lot of important information in there. I'll just cut to the chase. I wanted to let you know our HOA board over this last probably 4 to 6 months has been looking at options to upgrade and replace our playground. Our current playground is 23 years old and it needs to be replaced. It probably needed to be replaced a couple years ago. So we're talking to vendors. As you can see in the email, it's probably too expensive and we don't think we're really worth the investment to put the amount of money into a structure that's similar to what we have. That'd be close to $50,000. But there are very good, excellent wooden commercial use structures that many neighborhoods use, and we're working with a vendor that installs those structures. And they would be able to come in and give us a really nice playground for probably about $18,000. That includes the swings, that includes everything. We formed a committee of homeowners who have small children who use the playground, and they were very much a part of looking at all the options and speaking into decisions, and they're all very much for this wooden playground structure company that we're using. And so we feel like we have landed the plane on the playground decision. We haven't made a final vote on that yet because we want you to be able to speak into things. But in the process, knowing that it's been talked about for many years, the desire to have a pavilion here up at the pool area as a gathering space for homeowners and neighbors. We'd also like to have shade over the playground, some shade structure over the playground. That adds a lot of expense. And even talk about, can we create some possible shade area over the pool area so that shade can be easily accessible from the pool. So knowing all those things, we brought a company in to help us sort of put a longer term plan together. When the company came in, one of the suggestions was, what if we move the playground over to the picnic area where I'm standing up here next to the pool? There's natural shade with these trees. We wouldn't have to spend any money on shade structures. And we looked at it, the playground company looked at it and said this would be a perfect area for the playground. So all that to say, that's what we're looking at, moving the playground over here. This company that we brought in to help us think long-term said, well, if you do that, then that frees up where the current playground is for a possible pavilion. And they said, would you like us to give you a proposal on that? Tell us what you're thinking. We said, yeah, we're dreaming. Let's draw some things out and talk about what that might look like. And so they did. They worked a proposal together for us. As you can see in the email, we're doing great. The neighborhood's doing great in assets. Our goal has always been to have a minimum of $100,000 in our savings account, and we currently have $240,000 in assets. And that's just because things have been managed well, and that's not because we have huge dues. In fact, out of 18 neighborhoods last year, I discovered that Lenox Park is near the bottom of the list in terms of the amount of annual HOA dues. And there's only like 2 neighborhoods below us, and they were only below us by $15 to $20, $25. And I think probably most of them don't even have swim tennis. So our dues are very low, and we just have been a well-managed neighborhood since the advent of this neighborhood in 1998. So I know a lot of people would be concerned about finances, and we are too. We don't want to spend money, and we don't spend money frivolously. And certainly a project like this is an important thing. We need to make sure that we've got money and resource available for that. So we do. Just wanted to let you know we do. Our neighborhood is in great shape. Anne Marie with PMI, our management company, said that Lenox Park is one of the best run neighborhoods of all the neighborhoods that she represents, just in great shape. So that was very encouraging to hear her say that. Okay, back to our proposal. PMI said that we probably had $120,000 that we could allocate to a project like this, to replace the playground, to build a pavilion, and to do all the detail things, the electrical, the concrete pouring, all that stuff. We could probably do $120,000. The board said, let's try to set and not go higher than $100,000, see what we can do there. And so the good news is the playground came in at $18,000, a little bit under. The pavilion came in at a little bit under $80,000. And so it looks like we've got, and we were surprised by that, honestly. When we talked about what we want for a pavilion, we were thinking it's probably going to be closer to $150,000. But they came in at a lot lower than we thought it was even possible. So all that to say, we're all excited about it. When we met with the pavilion company, we brought in Alex Campbell in our neighborhood. He's a homeowner, he's an architect. We brought in Brian Rivers, who's a structural engineer. Those guys were able to ask questions that we wouldn't even really know to think to ask. And we met with the pavilion construction company for an extended period of time, asked a lot of questions, got good answers. At the end of the meeting, our board, along with Alex and Brian, all just felt like this looks good. We couldn't really think of any good reasons why we would not want to pursue this at this time. So before we make any final decisions, we want you as a homeowner to be able to speak into this decision, to ask questions, to maybe give some thoughts and ideas, suggestions. And so we'd love to hear from you. We value your voice. We do believe that there is wisdom and an abundance of counselors, and we have 240 homeowners in this neighborhood, so we have a good abundance of wisdom. So on the other hand, if you're good with it, then no need to contact us. If you'd like to say, hey, I love it, and give your vote of endorsement, then that'd be great. But anyway, if you do have questions, feel free to send an email to board@lenoxpark.org. That's board@lenoxpark.org, or you can contact me directly. We probably need your feedback by Monday, November the 8th, because we need to make a decision by Wednesday, November the 10th. So let us know what you think. If you have any questions, we'd love to try to answer. And if you have any maybe thoughts, suggestions, ideas that possibly we hadn't thought about, feel free to share those. We'd love to hear from you. So just want to keep you in the loop. This is an exciting, truly an exciting time in the life of our neighborhood. Not only could these amenity upgrades and additions add to enhancing our sense of community in Lenox Park and fellowship with neighbors, but it's going to affect our the value of our homes in a significant way. So could be great, and we know a lot of the good things are going on here in Sugar Hill with a housing market. This could even add to things and make things even better than they currently are. So anyway, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you around the neighborhood.